Hey, my fellow hustlers, we're back with another episode of Hustlers Horizon Podcast. And I just want to thank everybody that watches our episodes and comments, shares. The support has been amazing so far. And today we have another episode with two great guests, Mr. Mathew Rosas and Carlos of MOR. What does that stand for?
Momentum of Roses.
Momentum of Roses.
Sir.
And what is that, a clothing line, fashion line?
So it's a fashion line. Our focus now is like runway shows.
Okay.
Putting on collections for these shows and just bringing the community of artists together. So
Yeah.
fashion brand that does upcycled one of one.
That's cool. And what are your roles with that company?
So I would say recently I've been given the position of model coordinator. So
Okay.
my specific, my emphasis and my area of responsibility is just finding the talent. We like to call them vessels, really, for the clothing, and just looking for that in different places.
Yeah.
Because our main focus is to bring different types of people together.
I got you. That's pretty cool. And then you
And so I'm the
Creator.
and owner of MOR. So mainly just a designer. That's my focus. And then running these shows is like,
yeah.
there's a lot of hats, and it's been a huge blessing being able to just delegate the
Yeah.
model side of things with Carlos, and
Yeah.
he's done a phenomenal job.
That's
So.
cool, man. How does someone how do you find models? Like, what's your steps?
Honestly, we like to keep it pretty organic. So sometimes it's as easy as going to the gym and seeing someone working out
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, I've seen you strut on that treadmill. You got that walk, you know." And then
See you squat.
I've seen you squat a bit.
So
you
you
know?
gotta go up
Yeah.
and say, "I'm not hitting on you, all
Right.
right? This is all."
But it's all organic, and this show, this was very unprecedented. We have never done anything like this before. I had an idea one day. I was just laying in bed. I'm like, let's have a casting call. And so I work for King Good Hospitality on my day job, and we have 3 venues, and we use the Western Horseman Club as a venue to bring people out. An open invitation.
Yeah.
And we had a huge show out, to be honest. I was
Yeah.
really happy. It was a proud moment for us to see how many people actually supported
Yeah.
what we do. Yeah.
And I mean, I never would. Again, he compliments me in the
Yeah.
perfect ways because I'm so just the way of thinking. Never would have thought of doing a casting call. You know, we met super organically, and we can get into that later.
Yeah.
But
I was at the ask. How'd you
yeah,
meet?
yeah. It's pretty crazy, but going into that, my mind just doesn't necessarily think that way because I'm so focused on designing the clothes.
Yeah.
And when he mentioned the casting call, I was like, kind of thinking, well, will this be defeating? Will people actually show up?
Yeah.
And we had like only 5 for sure's that we heard, and we sat there before the casting call. We got there about an hour early, and we sat there and we're like, if 10 people show up, we're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to roll with the punches. We're going to enjoy the night.
Yeah.
And then people just started rolling in. We ended up having around 30 people show up. And,
Wow, 30 people.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And everybody was just, took it so serious and invested their time for that. And it was amazing. And every single one of them are going to be a part of the show. And just like having that connection was incredible.
And we're talking about the show. What specific show is it? Because you do many, right?
Yes.
But you have a specific one that's coming up?
A little bit. I think a little over 7 or 8. I think I'm at right now. But it's called Pro Dreams.
Pro Dreams.
Pro Dreams. So this show is based off of my faith journey.
Okay.
Again, the focal point is about my faith and giving up control of the things that I've always tried to control, but understood that it was impossible.
Yeah.
But I finally just gave those up and went to God and was like, this isn't mine anymore.
Yeah.
This isn't my stress. And so, and that has shifted my mindset in such a beautiful way. I never knew, and I'm still finding it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to be that pearl, but the idea of a pearl is peace.
Yeah.
And I've searched for that all my life, and maybe in relationships or negative vices and things like that. And once I gave that control up to God, it was like there was a sense of lightness.
Relief. Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so this is my journey from, and not just my journey, because I think everybody can relate. Even if you're not faith oriented, I think everybody can relate on starting off as a grain and being pressured, cut, beat up.
Yeah.
But we all want to be a pearl with peace.
For sure.
In any instance. And so, this is what that show is, to bring everybody in one room with that hope to find that piece and be a pearl. So
And how does someone go about it? Where's the venue? Like,
yeah,
how do you go about that?
So I've been slowly getting connected to Arts in the Sunset.
Okay.
Rachel Flores is the coordinator up there, and I got connected with her. And there was a couple rooms that we were looking at Arts in the Sunset, and the one that stood out it's called the Vermilion Room.
Okay.
Beautiful space, and it just provides exactly what we needed for the show. So reached out to her, had a great connection, had a great conversation, and we booked that.
That's cool.
So
And then all that, is that something that just comes out of your pocket, all the expenses and all that stuff, or do you do sponsorships and things like that?
So we do have one sponsor, which is my day job, where I manage at America's Best Thrift.
Okay,
They did
'cause you
help.
do that too,
They did help sponsor, but yeah, a lot of it is coming out of my pocket, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take because I know that it's creating platforms for so many.
Yeah.
And that's what I care about. So
sure.
and
No, you
yeah, and if it's meant to financially benefit, great. That's the goal. I have kids,
Yeah.
so I got to be smart and understand that
sure,
too.
yeah.
But I have a lot of hope and understand that I have a strong message that people need to hear, and so
That's cool.
And I would just say the key element to all of this is, you have a good support system,
Yeah.
and I think it's really just a genuine system. There's no give or take. It's just like
Right.
we do it unconditionally, and the team that we have, like we don't expect compensation or anything like that because we believe in what he's doing.
The vision,
And I mean, there's so many names we can drop right now of the people that have just absolutely just shown up without any kind of expectation.
Yeah.
And,
How big is the team?
So we have, I believe, 8.
8. That's
So
pretty good
sewers,
size team.
I've never. It's incredible to see how many people rally and believe and just want to be a part of something like this.
Yeah.
On my end, I have 4 sewers who are helping me. I never had a team of sewers.
It was always you, right? Because we spoke
it was
before.
always just usually it was just me.
Your apartment. And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have 4 sewers, and then I have 3 others that I'm collabing with and connecting with on that.
Okay.
And then on the model coordinator, we have a assistant model coordinator, Riley.
Cool.
We have a set designer in Jarrett. We have graphic designer in Michael. We have social media in Chris.
Wow.
hair and makeup. Come on.
Hair and makeup, Jamel.
Wow.
Yeah,
Y'all got
so
a whole
like
team over there.
we got a whole team, and we actually have a team meeting tomorrow. So
Really?
like we're staying connected, and just like it's incredible to have people like them that I could just lean on and be able to be like, do what you do because I trust you, and it's huge.
And low key, she's gonna be so mad if I don't say this. Mackenzie, our photographer.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say she'd be so mad right now.
Kenzie, I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
Oh god. I'm glad I remembered. I've been hearing
Yes. Without
Shout
her,
out Mackenzie.
Oh my gosh, she's
so good.
so amazing, and the way she's able to capture a moment in still time is. Let's do a whole 30 minutes on Ken's because I messed up.
No, that's
we
cool
could,
though.
Yeah,
Because we spoke about 8 months ago, maybe a year ago. when you came
about a
in?
year. About a year.
And you were just kind of low key. I mean, you said you might even take a break from doing it, and look at you now, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
And I did take a good break because I ended up getting full custody of myself. And
Yeah,
that
we
was
talked
at
about
the
that.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so I took a good break, and then Carlos over here was kind of like, Mathew, come on, let's go. Like there's we got a show, and I guess I took a longer break than I anticipated because I know the how much goes into a show.
Yeah.
So I had to get mentally right.
Yeah. How long has this one been? How long did it take to get together?
When did we start? When did we get together?
Well,
and
I
kind of
remember around Christmas time I was telling you we should do like I get ahead of myself a lot, just in my life in general. I got to slow it down a bit. But no, I was telling Mathew we got to do a show in January. And then he reached back out and he said, hey, those deadlines, they're not realistic. And I'm like, okay, no, that's fine. He's a but. And I think it was like end of January you pitched the show.
Yeah. So that was the moment where it was like, okay, Mathew, it's time to go.
Time to go.
It's time to go. Like, because I was starting to miss it.
Yeah.
When we were talking, I was in a point where I was like exhausted, and I didn't. Oh, we talked about that. Like I didn't know what to do anymore, and I felt
lost.
like exactly. Yeah. And so like after he mentioned it, and because he put it in my ear in like November, and then December came around, and I was like, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
It just, I was laying down one night and I was like, okay,
Time to do.
get
time
off
to
your
go.
ass and let's go. And so he really pushed that. The me to actually take that next
Yeah.
step to get into it.
If you want
again.
a workout buddy, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I won't shut up about it.
No, it's
You
good to
stayed
have
in
a,
my ear,
it's
yeah.
good to have a good team. You know what I'm saying? To push you. Yeah. He sees the vision, so he trusts you.
Exactly.
How does it feel having that support system that believes in you? Like, is that a lot of pressure?
No, I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
So like when I have a team and I have people relying on me to step up, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I've never been an individual, athlete.
Yeah.
It's always been team. And so having these people looking at me maybe and looking at, I feel no pressure because that's my job.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go above and beyond and make sure you are accountable on your end as well. And they've been far and above on that.
Yeah.
So
And Matthew doesn't know, but I'm about to give him a marker, like whiteout board, because he's always coaching in our meetings.
Oh, is he?
oh my
Yeah.
God, I need one.
He's coach. He's a coach.
Well, because he used to be a coach, right? Basketball coach.
Yeah, for 7 years. And so like I just have that passion for passions, like seeing people feel safe and at home.
Yeah.
Like him doing what he did at the casting call and just being his element gives me so much excitement and joy and peace because it makes me happy knowing that somebody found quote unquote their calling.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
pretty
And
cool.
what they're good at. And so it just gets me excited.
What inspired y'all? What inspired you to start the fashion brand?
Yeah, it was mainly just based off of I've always been into fashion and I wanted to figure the pandemic turned around or the pandemic happened and I was kind of done with teaching. Not done with coaching, but you have to, in order to have a salary and a living, you have to teach.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was done with that. And it was never the kids. The kids were always amazing and that's
Who's the other teachers? No, just kidding.
sure. You want me to call out names?
Yeah,
No.
what names?
Which ISD are we
What's
talking
cool?
about?
No, and it took a lot of time for my kids, and so I was like, something's got to give.
Yeah.
Let me start this brand. It was a pandemic, and I just did a simple shirt, and then I went to New York City, learned to sew, taught myself how to sew, got a 1970s machine, and the rest is history. Just learning and. Yeah. A lot of, part of my French, but a lot of fuck ups. And then you just learn from that and then you just grow. And then I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to do shows. Like I want to bring the community together and actually get an audience. And like, it's cool doing a photo shoot. I love the photo shoots, but I want to see it walking live.
That's pretty
and,
cool.
And
I've never been to one.
Bro, it's an experience. And they're quick. The runway shows are quick,
quick.
but the moment is powerful.
How long does it usually take? For all like the models.
What would you say? So let's say the last show, Love Up.
I would say it honestly like 8 to 10 minutes.
Wow, for the whole.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No, we only had 8 models.
8 models.
So we're gonna have 20 now. So just like
About 30
times
minutes.
that by 2. Yeah.
And mind you, we had time for 3 songs on our set. 3 songs played out, so you're looking about like 8 to 10 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
And when you do that, is it just like your brand doing that, or is there different brands that come before or after you?
Yeah, that's such a good question. So the one we went to was at Tech.
Okay.
Texas Tech actually reached out to me wanting us to design
cool.
for a few models. Initially it was 6. We were able to bring 8. So
and that show was called Crocodile Tears.
Crocodile Tears.
What was
Sean
that?
Castillo, shout
There you
out.
go.
Yeah, shout out Sean.
We're getting it.
Yeah.
That one or that?
There we go. He put together the show.
Really?
And he is a fashion student. Tech has a fashion program.
Oh, really?
Which is amazing.
Wow, that's amazing.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So if there's anybody from Amarillo that's interested in watching this, you should apply to that program. It's an amazing program. But
Don't wait.
it was like a class. Yeah, it was like a class project.
Yeah.
The students had to design a piece for the
that's cool.
runway, but then they were reaching out to like independent designers to feature because they wanted to create like a whole show around it. And they reached out to us. We ended up getting 8 models for Amarillo. We traveled, stayed the night there. We made it a whole deal.
That's
so,
pretty cool.
It
And
wasn't.
you get paid for that?
I got to set up.
Okay.
And so I made sales and
I
things
got you,
off
I
of
got you,
that.
I got
Yeah.
you.
And but I met great connections out there.
Yeah.
So
And half of this is just about connection, really.
Yeah.
Networking and getting the brand out there.
Exactly. And so that show was like there was multiple designers, and so we had our section, and kind of went. But this show is MOR, Momentum of Roses, so it's only us. However,
we are hosting.
We are bringing in a guest designer, Xpria from Frisco, originally from Amarillo, and then Lost Jen, Chris from Midland. So they're clothing brands. They're coming here and featuring. Cool. And then I hand selected 9 other just artists, painters, collage artists. They're going to be set up there, but I challenge them to create a piece for the runway. So they're creating pieces. So they're going to have their own runway. So we'll have theirs first, and then we'll be featuring our 20 models.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds. What happens? Is it did people just show up and then y'all start, or is there like something that goes on before music?
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna have 4 musical performances.
Okay.
We have an amazing MC, David. So we have an amazing MC coming out, and he's going to be guiding the show.
Okay.
So. We'll have a band out there.
Who are they? Do y'all know yet?
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Yeah, we can. We're waiting on one more. We have a team meeting tomorrow, so we're going to wait on that one. But we have Tia Marie opening up the social from 6 to 7. This is May 10th.
May 10th.
6 to 7. And then we have Groove Anthem, a band playing throughout the night. They'll have their own sections. Yeah. And then we have Briley, who is an acoustic performer. Yeah.
Is it Bradley Reed or no? What is his name?
Fervent Mellow is his IG. Fervent Mellow. Yeah.
I interviewed. Dang, I forgot his name. I feel bad, but yeah.
So that's our main event, and then we're waiting on one more artist. He doesn't know that, so we're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
What are you talking about?
Do
we have the funds for this?
Yeah. And he's a rapper, so that's a possibility. So we're gonna see what but we just want to bring in different things. Now that's May 10th. We have a pre-show May 9th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
So that's going to be half a show. We're only featuring 9 of our models and then only 1 guest designer. So you're just getting half a show, and this is going to be at Bomb City Distillery.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like a movie trailer to the
trailer.
Exactly, a little teaser. Yeah. And so we're going to have Groove Anthem set up there doing a set as well. So they're doing both nights. And then Dave Porterfield.
Oh, Portnoy? No, it's like, I'm going.
I should have him MC.
Right?
That'd be a good MC. Porterfield. He's going to be playing that Friday.
Okay.
So, but it's a smaller venue, so we figured, you know what?
Let's keep it more intimate.
Exactly, and just like kind of get a little teaser and for people to show up, and they'll get a little discount for the Saturday show if
there's some incentives in there.
Exactly.
Bring them in.
Yeah. Yep. So we would suggest coming to both.
Yeah.
But yeah, May 10th is going to be our large show. May 9th is going to be our pre-show.
The appetizer.
Yeah, but there's going to be musical performances, vendors. We have the tap truck coming out, a couple of food trucks, possibly a bakery setting up.
Dang.
Yeah, we're just want to get the community involved in any which way.
So how long have you been doing this with them?
So honestly, we already passed a year.
A year?
Yeah, because going back to your initial question, I have no idea why I was in there, actually. I mean, I do, but I was at Pondaseta Brewery.
Let me set it up. Let me set it up first. Okay. So we had a fashion show. We collaborated with Pondaseta.
Okay.
And love them, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
love them.
Good beer.
Yes, and they're amazing people, amazing owners. But they reached out and were like, "Hey, let's do a fashion show and figure it out." But again, brewery and fashion, how the hell did we make this happen?
Until the name speaks for itself, though.
Yeah. So the name was Blended Family.
Okay.
So it was like 2 different worlds colliding and becoming a family. And so
they did it at their place right there on
the original one. Now they just built a new one in Canyon, and you got to check it out.
Oh my God!
Give them a shout out.
Yeah.
It was absolutely like amazing. Really? I would never think. First of all, I thought I was like going on a little deal drop off because we're in this like weird neighborhood, but then that's where the old train station's at, and they just basically like renovated the whole thing.
Dang.
And it's huge.
That's crazy.
And the goal is to do a fashion show there, hopefully.
We'll get there.
But they still have the one on 45th.
Yes.
And so we did it in there, and it's a smaller venue, and So we did like a 70s themed. Like runway, and so I did some cut and sew collections based off of like 70s cuts and things like that. And we had a model drop last minute, and
he modeled.
Hold on.
No,
So a model dropped the day before we were doing rehearsals, and we were freaking out because it's a whole.
Yeah.
You have to get all the models in line, when to go. It's all timed.
Yeah.
Everything. It's a dance. It's a dance. And so we had a model drop, and we were freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I know why I was at Pondicetta. So I knew that Riley, our model, well, she's basically the assistant of what I do now. But I've known her. She's like my best friend's little sister, and we're like family. And I knew that she was doing this stuff, right? And I'm driving down the street from Drunken Oyster because we're working there to go home, and then we're like, hey, we should stop and get a beer. I'm like, you know what? Riley has a show there. I want to check out the menu before we go. I want to see what they have going on. Yeah. And we go in there, and I'm like, what? Can we sit on the patio? And they're like, no, it's closed for the night. And I'm like, what? I never come here. Like, whatever. I had a bad day. I was like, okay. I'm looking at the beer, and then I see like one of my friends who was also in the show. She like points at me through the window. I'm like, oh, they're still here. They're still rehearsing. Yeah. And I just see like Mathew's head pop out like into the window.
I told, I think it was Riley or someone. I was like, I need him.
Yeah.
Because the piece we had was my favorite piece, but it was a 70s cut, and it had ribs on it and like bone
femurs and like
femurs
shin bones and stuff. Yeah. It was really cool. And anyway, I see his head pop out, and I look at my roommate. I'm like, I think they're gonna come ask you like to be in the show or something. And she's like, oh no, I don't do stuff like that. I'm like, well, they're gonna ask you. And then like we're acting like we don't see him walk up, and he's like, hey, he's like, do you want to walk in my show? And I'm like, oh, it's your moment, dude. And I turn around, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I would definitely do that. Yeah. And so I said yes, and it was like everything was meant to be. The fit like a glove. The practices just worked out. At the time, I had this really crazy mullet.
Really?
Yeah.
So
wild.
We need a picture. We need a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll feature that.
Send me a picture.
I will.
It was a really cool time, to be honest. And I think that just being plugged in with Mathew, I just knew that it wasn't just going to be a short term relation. It was going to be like a partnership. And it grew really quickly.
That's cool.
You know, so.
He came over after rehearsals, so he was right there, and I was like, we need to get him.
Yeah.
Got into the rehearsals, got it figured out, and I was like, okay, let's go to my spot to get him fitted because we need to make sure the piece fit.
Yeah.
He came over, and we had such an amazing conversation outside of fashion.
Yeah,
it was just organic and it was super vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it was super deep. I'm getting chills now just thinking about it because it was like. We both spoke things that we haven't maybe talked about out loud. And it was like, we built like this vulnerability connection. It was like, okay, like you said, it wasn't just for the show. We knew it was going to be something like, we didn't know it was going to be like this.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
That's cool, man. You build some real good relationships.
Yeah.
And you reaching out to him, and I mean, he came through, so now.
That was the biggest thing he came through.
The problem is getting rid of me.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't going nowhere. How would you describe your brand?
Yeah, so
because these are some of those pieces, right?
Yeah.
See, I was looking at it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's Carhartt with.
Yeah, so I'm actually doing quite a bit of Carhartt work.
Really?
It's been a lot of fun working with this type of material. I mean, it's high quality.
Yeah.
Some of the best quality, I think. But I would say New York street style.
Okay.
Again, New York was what influenced me to sew. And so that type of street style is, I would say, a big identity of like the designs I do.
Yeah.
And then I have fun. I have fun with like figuring out, because there's a small theme within this one. It's Western. There's going to be like Western cuts. So like figuring out street style, Western, lace, pearls, and like coming together with that. So.
How long did that take you to do? How long does that take? Something like that, a piece like that.
Something like that. I think about 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And what I told Mathew too, like I like to travel a lot.
Yeah.
My thing is if another year I'm gonna lose a knee or something. I'm getting old, so I was like, let's go travel everywhere. So I've been traveling everywhere for from Christmas to now, and you know, I have this jacket because I got it for Christmas. And the comments I get on this thing, like I've never seen anything like that. Like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just really nice to hear that like you're doing something that no one else really is doing right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm guessing most pieces are just like one of a kind.
One of a kind.
Just one piece.
Yeah, and they just can't be redone.
Yeah.
Mainly because I I don't know how. To make it. But the one thing I will say, in every show up to the Pondicetta one, I have done a rib cage type because that's just been, to me, like a staple. I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. But again, it always comes out different. It always comes out different. But we do have a rib caged piece for this one. And it's going to be pretty sick.
And that has a close place to me because like that was my onboarding. And so every time I see that, I'm like, oh yes, we did it again. Like,
that's pretty
keep
cool,
going.
man. And whenever y'all aren't doing any of this fashion stuff or anything like that, what do y'all like to do for fun?
Yeah, I'll let Carlos go first on that
Carlos,
one.
what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I do enjoy my work, so we'll consider that fun. I'm an event coordinator for Forking Good Hospitality, and that's basically an LLC for 3 major restaurants: the Drunken Oyster, the Western Horseman Club, and Savoy Tapas Bar.
Are you trying to do a podcast too?
No.
Is it Mike Bartels?
So, Mike got a hold of you?
Yeah.
That's someone you need in this building here. He is such a good conversationalist. He's a good person, a good businessman. Like he has everything going for him. That's dope. But yeah, I'm the event coordinator for that company. Okay. I actually talk. He's probably texting me right now. But I do that, and then I make music. I like
sing, rap, sing.
I'm more of a singer. Okay. If I try to be a rapper,
what kind of music?
You need to get on the scene.
Yeah.
Go
get it.
I'm not on the spot. No, it's more.
He's got those buttons.
I know. I'm like lock right now. I'm like, okay, but let's link up after this, But yeah, no, it's like more like soul and like I like blues stuff.
You play any instruments, anything?
So I do keyboard, and then I dabble on ukulele. It's kind of like a fun. It's like a fun thing to do, but that's what I do for fun. And then this fashion thing is really taking over. But I always found myself like, Matthew, what are we doing?
What about you, Matt?
My kids, man. That's my big focus is my kids. I love America's Best Story where I manage, and it's just such a family atmosphere. So
where's that located?
Plains and Western.
Okay, it's right here. Okay.
So by like the burger barrel.
The barrel.
Yeah. So it's right across from there. So I work there in the morning, get off, pick up my kids, and enjoy my time with them. Basketball has been a big thing. My oldest, my 13-year-old, has been involved with basketball, so I've been focusing, and I just love being around the game. So,
and you used to coach, right, basketball?
For 7 years.
7 years here in town.
Here in town at Holy Cross. I did that for at the varsity level there, and it's amazing, man. Yeah, I just love the sport. So I would say that, and then when we get a night out go to Arts in the Sunset, and
it's always so fun. We have such a good friend group, man.
We do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's the thing with what we have. We have a tight-knit group, and I was talking to somebody, like I had a conversation with one of my sewers, and we were like, how can we like be around creatives, because you want like-minded people.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's important, but what I've learned is that's cool and all, but I want to be around high-valued moral standards now. Yeah. And I've surrounded myself with people like that. Yeah. And so, like, our friend group is not necessarily the creative, the ones that we were really tight knit with. Yeah. I would consider, but the moral standards where we can just sit and have a conversation is so important to me right now, especially as a father, because I'm going to get the creativity with the people I need to, and I feel I have all the love for them, but like I keep my circle really small, and like we had a conversation earlier today that was super vulnerable, and like we were able to just like be real with each other, and that's all you want. And that's all you want.
I think I've learned that too, because I have 2 circles here, and it's my line of work. Like I've been in the hospitality industry for a long time, and through those years you gain friends just by orientation, but then you learn like, man, these are good people. And so I have my friend group over here, and then I have our friend group over here.
Right. Which one's better? No, I was kidding.
So I can tell you which ones dress better, but which ones have 2-story houses.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
No, but I guess my point of that is, like, a long time ago I stopped searching for a set like person or set people to be friends with. I learned that whatever you put out 100% will attract what you're looking for. And so just being the type of person I know that I want to see in people, they'll always find you. And it just happens naturally. If you have to force that, it's not for you. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. That's cool, man. It seems like y'all got a pretty cool relationship.
Yeah. Cool. It's been has been a blessing to be able to connect with somebody like him and trust.
Yeah.
When you run a brand or run a business, as you know, you got to delegate.
Yeah.
You can't do it all, and that's been a big thing again in my faith journey. Is like whenever I do these shows in the past, I want to control every aspect.
Yeah.
Because in my head, it's a selfish thought.
You can't do that. You gotta-
And I've learned after going through this, like, trust.
Yeah,
Trust and let him do it his way. And that was a conversation we had today. And it's like that trust is just super strong because it's gonna bleed outside of this.
Yeah.
And it does. And
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I see big things happening
Yeah.
with y'all.
Appreciate it.
I would say just one comment about this morning's conversation.
Oh shit!
No,
Let's get it.
no specifics, everybody. No tea being served today. But I think in like correlation to your message of this show, everyone that is supposed to be in it is in it, and everyone that came out for the calls are in it for a reason. Like you look at all these people and they all resonate for whatever they believe in, whatever higher power they believe in.
So glad you're talking about this.
It's everyone's there for an absolute purpose. You can just tell that we're walking the same line right now. And I think within meeting you and the friend group we have now, it's something I've learned is being real, and being real to a point where it's sometimes not going to set well, but that's love.
Yeah.
And that conversation we had this morning, it's not always pretty, guys.
Yeah.
Like it's not, we have all these successes and all these great, feats, but there's a lot of things that we don't agree on. But it always works out well at the end of it. And we're like, dude, I love you.
Yeah,
thank you.
I think that's important, being able to talk to somebody and be transparent with them, because you don't want to hold it in, right?
No.
And then eventually blow up.
That's
just
exactly
like in
it.
anything, relationships,
Any
work,
relationship,
anything like that.
exactly. And I've had that in the past.
Yeah.
I've gone through that in the past where I bit my tongue and I didn't feel like I can conversate with that person.
Yeah.
Well, we're not working anymore.
Exactly.
We're not together, whatever it may be. But yeah, I want to touch base about the faith thing. Like that's my journey. The team that is involved and the people involved all don't agree with me.
Yeah.
Well, they don't disagree, but
right. They don't necessarily. There we go. They don't necessarily maybe see it in the same light, but they believe in something.
Yeah.
They trust something, and it's not my job to push anything.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking for what I think.
For sure.
But everybody else has their own story that they will be able to talk about in the show through the community at some point. And that's the goal with these shows, to have people talk and communicate and be like, hey, that's a dope shirt. I like that. Open conversation. That's why I love fashion. It's not because of the clothing. I love, dressing up
good.
nice and looking good, but it's ultimately, that's a sick jacket. Boom. We just opened a line of communication.
that has nothing to do with any kind of morals or background
Exactly.
or appearance. It's everything to do with the piece alone, and that's a huge reason why I love fashion.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And that piece alone opens a opportunity to get to know a heart.
Yeah.
The person.
The human connection.
The
human
human
connection.
connection.
There you go.
And so many people, I've had people come up to me like, you were a coach in fashion now? They don't get, like, the clothing is cool.
Yeah.
I don't do it for that though.
Yeah.
Like I like designing. I like, I like sewing and putting these sketching and doing these things. But at the end of the day, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the conversation we're having here?
The connection you make with somebody.
Yeah.
When it opens up that conversation.
Yeah. You could go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
what does the future look like for MOR? What's the 5 year? You have like a 5 year goal, 10-year goal? What?
Yeah, man.
Or you just doing it day to day, or?
No, I remember last time I told you it was day to day.
Yeah, see, that's why I asked you.
And
I remember.
You're good, man. This dude is good.
Give me a Diet Coke.
That's
Help my memory.
That's
Help
what
my
it
memory.
is. Yeah, man. And it was day to day at that time. And now I see what we're doing with this show has completely built a blueprint.
Yeah.
Of what I see in the future, and I would love to do like 2 of these a year.
That'd be cool.
2 of these a year, and then Amarillo's great. I want to continue building the community, but I would like to go to like Dallas.
Yeah.
And like being able to do the same thing we're doing here in another venue or another city, Oklahoma City, whatever it may be. My boy in Austin.
Yeah.
Austin
be
runs
a
a
good
brand
place.
as well.
Yeah.
Jordan, and we've talked about doing Austin and like just bringing it. Like there's just opportunities like that I would love to see within 5 years.
Wow.
So, dude, I have a goal.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't think it would be right though if you weren't still running it out of your apartment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that right there, it brings like a home sense.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if you want an office, we'll get you one.
There you go. And
I got one right here.
I love that. I love that he said that because I took pictures 2 weeks ago of my mess in my little apartment that me and my boy share. That's our home.
Yeah.
I took pictures of it because that's where the heart of it is.
Yeah.
The mess that I have in there and how tight. It's like he's been to my place and we do model fittings and it's like people may see it like that and then they come to a show and are like, this came out of an apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of beauty behind that. I mean, eventually I would like to
Get an office.
get an office and do that, but right now I'm so grateful where I'm at and the people I'm with, and so
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I see a good outcome with all the work you're putting in and all that.
yeah.
And,
And
your team.
I love everything you're doing as well.
bro, appreciate
what
it.
you're doing with this podcast and like doing the Spanish version and having that opportunity. You're doing great things here, man. And we appreciate you bringing us on. And
Yeah, man,
having
we
us-
squeezed you in, man.
Yeah,
I
it means
stay
so much.
So I shoot once a week, and then I had a guest follow through this past week. So we're trying to connect, you know.
Man, it means a lot.
And
Truly
it's
means a lot.
snowing today, but we made it happen.
We made it happen.
Oh
yeah.
I didn't even know it was like I knew it was gonna snow.
Yeah.
Not this
I
bad.
woke up like maybe 20 minutes before having to be here.
Yeah.
It's my day off. So I was like,
This jacket was made for it, though.
There you go.
I was like, I got the perfect thing.
Yeah. Where do people find your clothes at? How can
So-
I, if I want a jacket like that, or that's one of a kind, but something like that, where
Come
can I
see
find
us
it?
May 9th or May 10th.
Okay.
Come
And
to
they
the
can buy
show.
stuff
You
at the
can buy
show?
it right after the show.
Okay.
Off the model.
Really?
Straight off the model. Yep.
Okay.
Shoot a number out.
Shouldn't have-
Yeah. So I used to do collections and put them on the website,
Okay.
but I think it's so much
It's a lot
more.
of work.
It's a lot more intimate and powerful when you can see it walk down the runway. And
I
and
didn't know
it's-
you could do that. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
So afterwards,
say he walks down, I was like, hey, I like that jacket. You buy
oh
it.
yeah, we at Pondicetta we had Riley.
Yes.
Everything Riley wears, it sells.
Really?
She's incredible. Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Yeah. And so right when she walked off the runway, that lady ran up to the model and said, "Put it on a hanger. I want it now."
Wow.
Yeah. And so she went into the dressing room. We sold it right off the body, like literally.
That's cool.
Off the
I
body.
didn't know
So-
that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So the goal with this is, the models will get down. We'll set up a whole like quickly. It's chaos and
It
it's
is.
chaos in the dressing room afterwards.
So they gotta change out.
Yeah, we put it on it and we make it look good. I press it, everything, and then we put it on the floor so people can buy it in the
That's
venue.
smart.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
My
I didn't even know.
yeah. And my vision for that is to eventually get fluent with the shows and the transitions to be able to do like a live sell. So like the model still has it on and
Like a bid.
and
An
it's like
auction.
It's like a social.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
yeah,
like,
that'd be cool.
a social with the model, get to know us, and then sell the clothing. I mean, the best way to sell it is to see it in action. You know?
Right.
That's cool.
And then the other artists are also going to be selling their art and their pieces that are on the runway as well. So after they do it, we're going to have like a whole shop within the venue for at least 30 to 45 minutes after the
So
show.
people can look at it.
People gonna walk around, check out even check out the artists galleries and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
you're
Good
not
to know.
allowed to leave the venue unless you buy something. So
Put it on their ticket. Must buy one item.
One
one
must
item.
buy one
No,
item.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you don't sell it online or anything like that right now.
Now, right now, momentumofroses.com is only selling tickets.
Tickets.
We also have a VIP package,
Okay.
which is huge.
What does that include?
So that one is $75, but it's going to include the May 9th, May 10th show, 2 drink vouchers for both nights.
Okay.
So 2 alcoholic drinks for both nights. And then you'll get a shirt, a couple other goodies. And then on May 10th, you're going to have your own VIP lounge.
Oh, dope.
Like the venue is incredible, but it has its own lounge setup. So the
Okay.
models are walking to you first, doing a runway walk for you only, and then going to the top
for the main
yeah.
show. And may I shoot that number out or no? Do you want to keep it for the VIP package?
No, let's shoot it out. Yeah.
It's literally all of what he just talked about. It took like maybe 30 seconds. $85. That is it for 2 shows.
2 shows, 2
All
drinks.
that included 2 drinks for each show. You got merch. You got VIP privileges.
Yeah.
That is a
It's-
steal.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a steal.
And on May 10th, the band is going to be in the VIP lounge.
Yeah.
So you are going to have reclining chairs. VIP will have their own reclining chairs and being able to lay back and just watch
So
the band too.
if you lost your dog or just got broken up with, you want to feel good about yourself, buy VIP.
Buy VIP.
Buy
Yeah.
VIP.
Yeah. And that's per person, right?
Per person, and there are only 15. We just sold 2 last night, so
Okay.
there's only 13 left.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And then general admission on May 9th for Bomb City Distillery is only $10 because it's half a
Half
show,
show,
but
yeah.
you're still going to get a great show.
Yeah.
And then May 10th is $20.
$20. That's
online.
not bad at all.
No,
And they can only get them online.
only online right now. They'll be able to purchase at the door,
door,
but they
okay.
will go up $7.
price, yeah.
So 27 at the door. Okay. That's not bad.
No.
And there'll be drinks, food trucks.
Oh
all
yeah,
that stuff.
food trucks,
Okay.
drinks, bakery. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Sounds-
getting music performances, fashion, art.
That's cool, man.
There's a lot, yeah.
Is there a big community in Amarillo, fashion community?
There. I mean, people dress great.
But like more people like you that do these shows.
I know. I don't
No?
believe so. I know, like
I don't hear of it much.
Yeah, I know hair studios do. Like Braxton Paul has done a fashion show for like hair shows.
Okay.
I know there's been the Colorful Closet, which is an organization, it's a charity, has done a fashion show as well.
Okay.
But I don't know. I
That
don't
they
think
make their
like
own
this.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I would say, you could look around Amarillo and, there's a huge art scene, right? But like, you don't look around and stop and say, wow, look at those pants a lot. Or, dang, I wonder where they got that. You don't do that often unless you're going to these art scenes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the fashion standalone, it's all just expressive work as opposed to like business work.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where you.
And the one thing I don't toot my own horn,
Yeah.
and he knows this. I'm super insecure, and I like to call it humble, but it's insecure.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I truly believe every artist out there is better than me.
Yeah.
They can sew better than me. They just probably have more creative mind than me, but I don't think they have the human connection that I can create and put together and actually have that drive to put shows like this. Cause there's like 50 people involved and trying to stay on top of it. Like, that I truly want to like toot my own horn for once, like, because that's the one thing that I truly pride myself in, being able to do that and create like a positive environment for everybody and to feel seen and heard. And I think that's important.
Yeah. I want to try it out. I've never been to one.
No, yeah.
Well, you got a
should.
ticket. Your name's
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
I'm on. Let's go. Me and James.
Him and James are on it. So,
Anything else, bro? Matt, Carlos, anything else y'all
man,
want to throw out
just
there?
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And just so grateful for the people I get to work with. And I hope to see y'all May 9th and May 10th.
May 9th, May
It's
10th.
something you don't want to miss. Like these pieces that myself and my team are putting together, the sewers, the collabors, the artists, the guest designers, the musicians, the food trucks. I could go on and on. The models, just wait till you see the models, the hair and makeup.
Yeah.
You won't. There's a lot of work put into it, but I promise you're not going to want to miss this because it's incredible pieces that we're working on.
Awesome.
And the last thing I will say is, if you're at home and you're trying something on for the first time and you love it, don't ever second guess it. You walk out in confidence and you wear that. All right.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Absolutely. And I challenge everybody this week to come across somebody and compliment a piece of apparel on them and see where the conversation goes.
Smart.
I challenge everybody to do that who watches this. So,
All right, guys.
all right.
Well, we appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much, Pedro.
All right, hustlers. Thank y'all for watching another episode. And y'all go check out this fashion show, May 9th, May 10th. Go support the local fashion artist
Yes, sir.
and enjoy it. And I might see y'all there.
All right. Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good day.